Hi everyone. Today we will be going through a past paper discussion on the O-level examination 2020 paper for the subject Business and Accounting Studies. So in this video we will be going through the part 1 MCQ questions from 1 to 10 in detail. So question number 1. Answer the question number 1 to 5 using the following case. Students of Girikula Mahavidyalaya prefer rice porridge prepared by the School All Students Association, School Cooperative Society and academic and non-academic staff collectively using the rice donated by Daham Sekara, the owner of Tissa Rice Mill. Question 1 asks you, what is the human need satisfied by the Girikula Mahavidyalaya? Now pay attention to the question. They are asking you what's the human need satisfied by the Girikula Mahavidyalaya, by the school. So the school satisfies the human need of education. So your answer will be 2. Now, a lot of students get confused reading the case and they quickly conclude that the answer is 1. But read the question, they are directing you towards the school. They are asking what need is satisfied by the school. Question 2. An example for the external environmental factor of Girikula Mahavidyalaya is number 1 academic staff, number 2 non-academic staff, number 3 Tissa rice mill business, number 4 students of the school. Now looking at the answer is clear that academic, non-academic and students of the school, all three clearly belong to the internal environmental of the school, internal environmental of Girikula Mahavidyalaya. So this rice mill business is the example for the external environmental factor. So answer will be 3. Question number 3. A public sector business organization included in the above case is Tissa rice mill business, All Students Association, School Cooperative Society and finally Girikula Mahavidyalaya. Now the key term is public sector business organization. So yes, Tissa rice mill is a business organization but it is owned by Daham Sekara as per the question. So it's not belonging to the public sector. If you take All Students Association, again that is a collective organization of the past pupils. School Cooperative Society, that again is a voluntary association of the cooperative members to do a certain task. So all three of them don't fall into this public sector category. So clearly the answer is Girikula Mahavidyalaya. Why? It's a government school run by the public sector offering a service to satisfy a need or want, which is education. Question number 4. What is the production factor that rice used to prepare rice porridge in the above case belongs to? Is it land, labor, capital or entrepreneurship? Now, if you go through your textbook, they clearly define each of these factors. For it to be categorized as land, it needs to be a natural resource available either on the surface of the land or in the inner part of the land. So rice is an agriculture product. It's not a natural resource available as it is. So no, it doesn't fall into this land category. It's not labor as well. Why? It's mental and physical contribution by the staff towards the business. And of course, it's not entrepreneurship as well. Why? Entrepreneurship essentially amalgamates all these three factors, land, labor, capital, to do a process. So finally, we are left with capital. You can see capital is defined as anything produced by man in order to facilitate manufacturing process. So here rice is an agricultural product done by man, and it does go through manufacturing process. Why? It has to go through rice mill, get clean, and then come as a product to you. So rice will belong to the production factor called capital. Select the correct statement related to the Tissa rice mill business in the above case. Registration of the name of this business is compulsory. The liability of the Hamsekara in this business is limited. There is a legal entity to this business. This business is not a not-for-profit business. Now the case says Daham Sekara is the owner of Tissa rice mill. So as per the case, it seems that it's a sole proprietorship. So in a sole proprietorship, we know if the name of the business is the same as the owner, then they don't have to register the name of the business. But here, business is not the Hamsekara. Business is Tissa rice mill. So yes, registration is compulsory. So number 1 is clearly the correct answer. But if you go through the other 3 options, liability of the Hamsekara is limited. Of course, no, it's a sole proprietorship. You cannot say, look here, I will only pay this amount. No, as an owner, you are liable to settle the total extent of the liability. Then again, because it's a sole proprietorship, this business does not have a separate legal entity. It will be considered as one with the owner. Same happens to partnership as well. And there is no any information for us to conclude whether this business is a not-for-profit business. They just say that they donated rice. It doesn't mean that they are running on a not-for-profit basis. And we can assume if it's a sole proprietorship, then yes, intention is to earn profits. Sixth question, a commodity manufacturing business is Lanka Sugar Company Private Limited, Cooperative Wholesale Establishment, Sri Lankan Airlines, Central Bank of Sri Lanka. So clearly answer is 1, Lanka Sugar Company. Why? They manufacture sugar. Other 3 options are not manufacturing businesses. CWE, Cooperative Wholesale Establishment, is the entity which manages the Satosa supermarket chains. Sri Lankan Airlines is a service provider, and Central Bank of Sri Lanka is a regulatory authority. Question 7. A democratic control and volunteer and open membership are characteristics of a particular business organization. An example for this kind of business is Gunawardhana and Sons, Maharagama Multipurpose Cooperative Society Limited, Ceylon Petroleum Corporation, Sri Lanka Telecom PLC. Now first you need to know democratic control and volunteer and open membership are characteristics of what particular business type. So these 2 characteristics are essentially the characteristics of a cooperative society. So out of these 4, what is a cooperative society? Maharagama Multipurpose Cooperative Society. First one is a partnership. Third one is a public sector business organization. Sri Lanka Telecom PLC is a private sector business organization. Question 8. Following are few incidents. A. Ruwan gets his hair cut from the modern saloon. B. Sapumal imports a motor vehicle from Japan for his personal use. Sumudu Flower Traders purchases 2 fresh flower baskets. Someone sells 50 kg of paddy from his harvest to a rice mill owner. Out of the above incidents, wholesale trades are. Now, in your grade 11 textbook, they clearly mention that wholesale trade means purchase of goods with a purpose of reselling. Okay, that's how you define wholesale trade. Now here, Ruwan gets his hair cut from modern saloon for own consumption, not for resale. Sabumal imports a motor vehicle from Japan for his own use, not for resale. So clearly A and B are not wholesale trades. C purchases 2 fresh flower baskets. So they are purchasing in bulk. Again D, someone sells 50 kg from his harvest for a rice mill owner for resale. Again rice mill owner will sell it again. So clearly C and D are the examples for wholesale trade. Answer the questions 9 to 10 using the following case. Kasun received a check of Bank of Ceylon of rupees 18,000 from Aruna. It was crossed as non-negotiable. Kasun deposited that check in his current account in the People's Bank. Now, going through this case, you must remember that only these details will be mentioned in the face of the check. Kasun's name will be there. Bank of Ceylon will be mentioned, amount will be there, Aruna would have signed and the crossing will be available. The deposit related information is not mentioned on the face of the check. Question 9. The check received from Aruna is a special crossing check, a general crossing check, a check that cannot be endorsed, a check that can be cashed from the counter. Now for a crossing to be special, you need to mention the name of the bank inside the crossing. So it's just mentioned as not negotiable here. So no, it's not a special crossing check. A check that cannot be endorsed. By mentioning the crossing as not negotiable, it doesn't restrict endorsement. Yes, you still can endorse it. So 3 is also incorrect. A check that can be cashed from the bank counter. Now when you cross a check, irrespective of the type of the crossing, you cannot cash from the counter. It has to be deposited and credited via a bank account. So the correct answer is a general crossing check. 10th question, in the check mentioned in the above case, while payee is Kasun, drawee is People's Bank. While drawer is Aruna, payee is People's Bank. While drawee is Bank of Ceylon, payee is Kasun. While drawer is Kasun, drawee is Bank of Ceylon. Now I told you, Kasun deposited the check in his current account in the People's Bank. But this is not mentioned in the face of the check. So they don't become a direct party to the check. So the first two answers mention People's Bank as drawee or payee. So both those two options, both of these options are wrong. So your selection must be between option 3 and 4. Drawee is Bank of Ceylon, payee is Kasun, drawer is Kasun, drawee is Bank of Ceylon. Now if you go through your textbook, there will be 3 major parties involved in a check. Now drawee of a check is always the bank. Always the bank of the drawer. So here it's a check of Bank of Ceylon. So Bank of Ceylon is the drawee. So clearly in both these answers, drawee is mentioned as Bank of Ceylon. That's correct. Now you need to decide who is Kasun. Kasun received a check of People's Bank from Aruna. So Kasun is supposed to get the money. The person who's entitled to get the money is referred to as payee. He has the right to receive the payment. Drawer is the person who signs the check or writes the check. So Aruna is the drawer. Kasun is payee. So answer is option 3. Okay. So with that we'll wind up this video. Subscribe to Learning Business for more videos.